Is painful and often debilitating. 1 in 100 Americans suffer from some sort of inflammatory bowel disease. It is a chronic condition that manifests in different illnesses, including Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. But patients don't have to suffer alone. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is here to help. And joining me now is Dr. Eugene Yen, a physician at Northwestern Medicine and a member of the Foundation's Illinois chapter, and Grace Lamoureux, a member and an IBD patient. I really appreciate you both being here with me this morning. Doctor, for those who may not be familiar, can you briefly explain what Crohn's disease is and how it affects somebody's life physically?
Yeah, no, thanks for having us, and I think you summarized the first part really well. The Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are autoimmune inflammatory bowel conditions, and so they often create symptoms within the bowel, so oftentimes abdominal pain and bloody stools, and I think you said it very well, but about 3 million people in the United States have inflammatory bowel conditions, and then more importantly, about a quarter of our patients, we see patients of all ages, but a quarter of our patients are diagnosed in their pediatric years, and so this is a very large population and young people that have this. So it's a.
Do we know what causes it? I mean, you said autoimmune, but do we know what triggers it?
We don't really understand this. We understand that this used to be a problem that occurred more in developed countries like ours, but we're seeing this occur more internationally now, and so much like other autoimmune diseases have been more common in the past 20 years, we've seen more inflammatory bowel.
Grace, how old were you when you were diagnosed? And tell me about kind of how it's impacted your life both emotionally and physically.
Yeah, I was 20 when I was diagnosed, so I was a junior in college, and at that point a lot of people aren't prioritizing their health as much.
That is for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock and a tough time. I will say I had to kind of relearn everything. I had to retrust my body. I had to relearn what I can eat. It impacts me every day. I have to think about my schedule, what I'm going to eat, and honestly, it takes a little bit more strength to get up every day and tackle the day.
It's a process.
It definitely is.
Doctor, we talked about the foundation. What does the foundation do? How does it help patients like Grace?
Yeah, I think the first thing is, I think nationally, the foundation funds a lot of our groundbreaking research. A lot of my colleagues are being funded, and obviously in this economic climate with research, I think it's extremely important. I think that, and it also nationally they have a wonderful website if you're looking for diet guides and medication advice. But I think locally the Illinois chapter does a really great job. It just, you sometimes need people on the back. Yeah, and I think they do a wonderful job, just especially with our patient population and in terms of education. On October 18th, we actually have our educational symposium where, I'm happy to say that we have a great medical community here in Chicago representing all the universities just to help educate both doctors, nurses, but also patients, and we've been running this program for over 20 years.
And real quick, Grace, brief answer here, I'm sorry, time-wise, has the foundation really helped you, and have you found some support from the resources?
Absolutely, yeah. When you're diagnosed with something you have no idea what it is, when you hear about it, it was really, really impactful for me to have education resources. The diet guides were a huge thing for me, and just having people who are also going through the same thing.
Right, because there's that, that like sort of sense of you guys can get through this together.
Totally. Yeah.
All right, you guys, Grace, Doctor, thank you so much for being here this morning to talk about this, because sometimes these are types of conditions people don't like to talk about, and it's really important to do that, so I really appreciate it. The Illinois chapter of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is holding its annual gala on Saturday, September 27th as well. It's called Igniting Cures, and it will be at Loft 21 in Lincolnshire if you are interested. And again, thank you for joining us, and we will be right back.